Hello there. Welcome to our special event today. Now, we're going to be getting started in just a moment. But to begin with, I want to make sure everything is working, that you are all able to hear me, that you're able to see me, and that we're able to bring some comments onto the screen as well. Let me just see if we've got anybody watching. We should be able to do this. Yeah, we've got Dinah watching from Cheshire. Excellent. We know that this is working. I'll go through some of the comments in a moment. I'm delighted to be here. This is a really big event, and I'm really, really pleased that you can make it here today with us for this live event. Now, we're doing the live for the first time in the studio here at the Coffee Break HQ, and I'm excited to be doing it here and also to have the whole team around watching upstairs and ready to take part in this. Now, we've got quite a number of announcements to go through today, and we have some really, really big news for you. So I hope that you're looking forward to this. I hope you're as excited as we are. We're going to get started in just a moment, but let's say hello to some of you now. We'll say hello to Christian from Ulm in Germany. Hello, Christian, currently learning French and Spanish. Randall Di Stefano is learning Italian, writing from Vermont. We've got Mandy joining us, studying Spanish. Mandy's English, but living in Mijas. Very good, muy bien. We've got Marcia, who is learning Spanish from New Mexico in the US. We've got Helen joining us from Stirling. Fantastic, Helen. We've got Jackie joining us from London, learning Svenska. Brilliant. Helen is joining us from the south coast of England, learning Italian. And we've got Barbara studying Spanish in Idaho, USA. Karen's learning German from New Albany. And we've got John, who is saying hi to Francesca and to me, and your podcasts have really helped. Thank you very much, John. Grazie mille. So let us know where you're watching from. As we go through the presentation, there may be some questions that you have. And of course, please just post the questions in the chat. That will give us time to prepare some answers for them. And we will get to the questions a little later. But we're going to get started in just a moment. I'm delighted that you're joining us here today, and we're really excited to share all this exciting news with you. Let's see if we've got some more comments here. We've got Betsy, sto imparando l'italiano, Palm Desert. Fantastic. Lucy is from Essex, learning Spanish, French, and Arabic. Fantastic. We've also got Nicole here. Hello, Nicole. Good to have you here. Vainius is learning French, and you're from Lithuania. Brilliant. If some of you are saying you can't hear me, it's definitely working. We've got all this. You might want to unmute your YouTube or your Facebook, wherever you're watching, because we're broadcasting on YouTube. We're also broadcasting on Facebook. And for the first time, we're broadcasting on the Coffee Break TV app and the web platform. So a very special welcome to all our Coffee Break TV viewers and our club members. Okay, I think it's about time to get started. What do you say? Shall we get started on this? Because as I said, as you've been following us and the emails that we've sent out and all the social media, it's time to get on with the show. It is indeed time to get on with the show. Welcome to this special event coming to you live from Scotland, and we're delighted you're able to join us today. We're broadcasting on all of our YouTube channels and our Facebook pages today. And if you're watching live, please let us know in the comments where you're watching. If you're watching the replay, you're also very welcome. And we hope that you enjoy hearing about the latest news from Coffee Break. I should say that for the first part of the live stream, I'm going to focus on sharing our announcements with you. But if you do have any questions about anything that you hear about, please do post them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer your questions in the second half of this event. We have some very exciting developments to share with you today. But before we look forward, let's take a quick look back over the past year. Since this time last year, we've published hundreds of new lessons over our 9 Coffee Break languages. We've delivered over 25 million free language lessons through our podcasts and videos. And this means that pretty much every second of every day, someone somewhere starts a Coffee Break lesson. On the Coffee Break Academy, where we host our online courses, almost 1,000 lessons are completed every day. And we've welcomed 20,000 new students to the Academy. Last December, we launched the Coffee Break Club on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app. And I'm delighted to report that we've added over 600 video lessons to the platform in the past 9 months, and learners have taken over 70,000 hours of 5, 10, or 15-minute lessons. I'll be sharing some more news about the Coffee Break TV platform later, so stay tuned for that. At Coffee Break Languages, we try to make learning a language the most enjoyable part of your day. Whether that means listening to one of our podcasts while you're out walking, or transforming your commute by building your vocabulary on the Coffee Break TV app, or relaxing with a cup of your favourite hot beverage and completing an activity in one of our 50 Coffee Breaks books. We post learning content every week on social media and share valuable learning tips and language lessons in our Friday emails. And on that note, if you don't already get our Friday email lessons and our Monday learning tips, make sure you visit coffeebreaklanguages.com/newsletter. Now, all of this content is brought to you by a fantastic group of people, and we have continued to build the Coffee Break team this year. Since we launched Coffee Break Languages in 2006, we've worked hard to create the best language resources for our worldwide community of learners, but we've also aimed to build a company where every member of the team enjoys coming to work every day. To this end, we've been researching the most effective ways to help our team be productive, but also achieve a healthy work-life balance. And in January, we introduced a 4-day week for everyone on the team. The effect on this has been very positive, and we were delighted to win the prestigious CIPD award recently for our flexible working initiative.
But the CIPD People Management Trophy for Best Flexible Working Initiative goes to Coffee Break.
People Management Award for Best Flexible Working Initiative goes to Coffee Break Languages, and thanks to our sponsor, ICS Learn.
We hope it helps you to know that as you enjoy learning with our lessons, we'll continue to place huge importance on the well-being of everyone involved in making those lessons. Okay, we promised that we'd be getting on with the show in this event, and it's time to do so now. Let's take a look at the first of our announcements today. This year, we've been publishing our Coffee Break Gaelic and Portuguese courses, and the feedback has been fantastic. It appears that many thousands of new learners are able to say "Ha minha guiançach Gaelic" or "Estou a aprender português" with the help of Coffee Break. We have also been publishing our advanced course in Spanish, La Penúltima Voluntad, and we reached the final chapter just last week. But today, our attention turns to new podcasts. Coffee Break launched in its original format back in October 2006. That's 17 years ago. And today, we're going full circle and relaunching a new version of Coffee Break. We're launching not 1, but 5 brand new Coffee Break shows. We've listened to your feedback, and we're going to be addressing some of the most commonly asked questions in new podcast series for French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English. Weekly episodes will begin next week, and you can listen to the show on your favourite podcast apps. But for the first time, we're also releasing these podcasts as video episodes, so you'll be able to watch on the Coffee Break TV app and on our YouTube channels. Here's Thomas from Coffee Break German to tell you a bit more.
This new format, the Coffee Break Show, actually combines a lot of our tried and tested methods in teaching a language. That is, the episodes are between 10 and 15 minutes long, and they cover a whole variety of topics. So one of the episodes will be talking about the difference of ser and estar in Spanish, or how to form a question in French. They will also focus on specific language-related phrases or vocabulary, and also help you to get some of those tricky pronunciations right, like in German the famous umlauts, the ä, ö or ü sound. As I said, there will be different aspects or different versions of the show. So there will be a Coffee Break German show, a Coffee Break French show, and also one for Spanish, Italian, and for English. That also means that you will see a whole variety of different language mentors hosting the show. So it will either be, for example, Mark and me doing one of the German ones, or Oliveira and me, but you'll also see Max for French, Francesca, Maurizio for Italian, or Annabelle and Concha for Spanish. What's new about the show is that it will be available as an audio format on all the big podcast streaming platforms, but also as a video. And you can see that either on the Coffee Break TV or on YouTube. What's nice about the video, we'll actually see, for example, is that Oliveira and me sitting behind there in the studio, discussing some German topics, pressing the buttons for the different jingles, and you can see it all coming together as the final podcast. I really enjoy filming these weekly episodes, and I hope you will find them useful and entertaining.
Danke, Thomas. As Thomas explained, there are episodes on grammatical topics, others based on vocabulary, and you'll be able to practice your pronunciation skills too. If you're already subscribed to the main Coffee Break podcast feed in the language you're learning, you'll receive these episodes automatically as soon as they begin. And, of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the podcast, just search for Coffee Break French or Spanish or whichever language you're learning on your favourite podcast app and click subscribe or follow there. And make sure you also check out our YouTube channel. Again, just search for Coffee Break and the language you're learning. To give you a flavour of the new show, we've put together a little video.
Bienvenue à Coffee Break Friends.
Herzlich willkommen zu Coffee Break German.
Salve a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian.
Bienvenidos a Coffee Break Spanish.
Welcome to the Coffee Break English show. Now, the verb to go, you kind of think of immediately
Gehen, yeah.
However, it's not as simple as that.
Unfortunately not, no. There's another one.
Bist du bereit?
But I have a little challenge for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Incrociamo le dita.
Incrociamo le dita, and our viewers and listeners.
So we are talking about the verb gustar.
That's right. To talk about I like, or indeed I liked, I used to like, I have liked, I will like.
Eso es, in all the tenses.
Coming soon. In fact, episode 1 of the new Coffee Break show in each language will be released next week, starting with French on Monday the 16th of October. We cannot wait to share these with you. Let's recap. So this is a brand new audio and video podcast, which will be available for French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English learners. Each episode is coffee break length, and we've put together blog articles on each topic to help you consolidate what you learn in each episode. It's completely free, and the fun begins next week on Monday, the 16th of October 2023. And that's the Coffee Break Show. Moving on, let's take a look at our next announcement. As I mentioned earlier, we've been adding hundreds of new video lessons to the Coffee Break Club throughout this year. Now, the whole idea of the club is that you can decide how long you have available, what skill you want to practice, and which coffee break tutor you want to learn with. And we have a lesson for you. So whether it's a 5-minute Spanish translation challenge with Annabelle, a 10-minute dictation exercise in French with Max, or working on your Italian with a 15-minute grammar video with Francesca, we'll help you build your language skills one coffee break at a time. Over the summer, we've added a new series of Coffee Break in the Sunshine videos, which I had the pleasure of filming on location, and these have been extremely popular. Sticking with an out-and-about theme, we have a brand new series to announce today.
When you're out and about in a place where the language you're learning is spoken, you're surrounded by opportunities to learn. Whether it's adverts, posters, shop names or notices, there's always something to read everywhere you go. In this new series on the Coffee Break Club, you'll be joining us on location as we walk around the town and discover interesting items of vocabulary and grammar points.
We'll then head back to the studio and learn more about the language point by considering further examples and explanations.
We really hope you enjoy walking and talking and learning with us here at Coffee Break Languages. Talk and Learn, coming soon to Coffee Break TV.
Walk, Talk and Learn brings you the best of both worlds. We see real-life examples which have been filmed in Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Germany and France. And then we go back to the studio to discuss the language point in detail with our expert Coffee Break tutors. Walk, Talk and Learn is coming to the CBTV platform starting later this month. If you're already a Coffee Break Club member, you'll see the new episodes appear very soon, and we'll keep you posted through the club newsletter. If you're interested in joining the club, simply head to coffeebreaktv.com and sign up for a membership there. Once you've joined, you'll be able to enjoy all of the club content on the web platform or on the Coffee Break TV app. So Walk, Talk and Learn is returning and will be available exclusively as part of the Coffee Break Club. Each episode features an example of authentic language from real life, and we'll explain everything back in the studio. There will be a version of the show in French, Italian, German and Spanish, and you'll be able to enjoy the episodes in the club later this month. And that's Walk, Talk and Learn. Next up, let's talk about Italian. For this, let me share a video which we filmed a couple of days ago with Francesca and Maurizio. Ciao Francesca, ciao Maurizio.
Ciao, Mark.
Come state?
Bene, grazie.
Anch'io sto bene, grazie mille.
E dove siete oggi?
Beh, io sono in Italia, sono a Clusone, in provincia di Bergamo.
Benissimo.
Che bello Maurizio, io invece sono a Glasgow come sempre.
Che bello.
Sì, io adoro Glasgow, quindi sono contenta.
So we have got some news for our Coffee Break Italian community. Maurizio, would you like to share this news?
Sì, certo. Allora, after many years of helping, French and Spanish learners take their language to the next level, we have exciting news for intermediate Italian learners, and we are happy to announce the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass.
Indeed, we are so excited about this. So what does the masterclass involve? Because it's a little different from our other courses.
It is. The masterclass is a 6-month-long course, and each month we get to explore a module centered around verbs or use of language that will help you improve your Italian. So it's a course for intermediate learners. So we'll get really into the deep language of Italian, maybe some intricate grammar, but that we will help you to understand and master.
That's right. Now, we've had thousands of learners over the past few years take our French masterclass or our Spanish masterclass, and we're so excited to be introducing this in Italian. Francesca, can you tell us a little bit about the level of the Coffee Break Italian masterclass?
Sì, Mark, I would say the level is perfect for those who are currently learning Italian with the season 3 of Coffee Break Italian or have just completed the season, because the masterclass will allow you to review and go into the detail of the topics which have been introduced with season 3.
Exactly. So I think basically if our learners are working on a B1, B2 level within the Common European Framework of Reference, then the masterclass will be perfect for them. And as Francesca said, if you're already working on season 3 or you've completed season 3, then you'll find all of the masterclass really useful. And one of the nicest aspects of the masterclass is that it's not just a self-access course, is it, Francesca?
Sì, è vero, Mark. This is because the masterclass has been structured in a way where you can, first of all, you will have a homework to do, I compiti, molto importante, and then you'll have the support of the masterclass tutors who are there to help you in every little step of the course. They are there to answer your questions and indeed to correct your compiti. Your homework.
Absolutely. And because this is shared learning, we're all learning together, you'll be able to see the corrections of the fellow learners on the course and learn from that as well. So really excited about the masterclass. Maurizio, when is this going to start?
Well, in Italian, we have a saying, Mark. anno nuovo, vita nuova. Therefore, we have decided to start the masterclass on the 1st of January.
Absolutely. So the 1st of January 2024 will be our first cohort of the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. So if this is something that you are interested in, then I'm sure you'll be able to join us then. Any final thoughts, Francesca?
Well, what can I say, Mark? After all these seasons of Coffee Break Italian, I am so excited to take this next step with all the Coffee Break Italian community. So make sure you join me.
Perfetto. You can join all of us very soon, starting the 1st of January. Grazie mille, Maurizio.
Grazie a te, Mark.
E grazie, Francesca.
Grazie, Mark.
Alla prossima. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao a tutti.
So if you're an Italian learner and you're working on our Coffee Break Italian Season 3 course, or if you've completed that course, then the masterclass is for you. We'll be opening registration in December, and the course will begin on the 1st of January 2024. Come hanno detto Francesca e Maurizio, anno nuovo, vita nuova, a new life on a new year. The masterclass is a bit different from our self-access courses. It's delivered over 6 months, and you'll work through the lessons and benefit from homework tasks and tutor corrections. It's ideal for anyone who's working on or has completed Season 3 or an equivalent level. And that is the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. This time last year, our Coffee Break English audience represented just 3% of our total podcast listeners, but we've seen huge growth over the past year, and now that figure has climbed to 12%. So 1 in 8 Coffee Break learners is learning English. And if you're an English learner, then we have some exciting news for you today. We're getting ready to launch a brand new type of short course called the Coffee Break Quest. What is the Coffee Break English Quest? Well, think of it as a 30-day challenge in which you'll be going on a quest to improve your English. You'll follow a story over 1 month. There are 10 chapters of the story, and we'll spend 3 days on each chapter. On day 1, you'll read the story and pick up new vocabulary. On day 2, you'll watch a video lesson which focuses on the language in the chapter. And then on day 3, you'll practice what you've learned so far with an exercise. On day 4, it's time for chapter 2. This pattern of learning will be repeated through the 30 days. Best of all you need is the length of a coffee break each day, around 15 minutes, and you'll master the topic covered in the quest by the end of the month. How does this sound? Our first Coffee Break English Quest begins very soon, and we'll be following the story of Stefano from Italy as he visits Scotland with his mother. And the language focus for this quest is phrasal verbs. In each chapter, you'll learn different phrasal verbs, helping you build your confidence using phrasal verbs and enjoying the story as you go. Let's take a quick look at some of the content from our first quest. Introducing the Coffee Break English Quest. In this new course from Coffee Break English, you'll take a 30-day challenge to improve your understanding of phrasal verbs. Over the month, you'll read 10 chapters of a story and improve your English 1 coffee break at a time. Each day, there's a different activity. On day 1, you'll read a chapter of the story. Let's listen to part of the story now.
Hello, my name's Stefano, and I've just arrived in Scotland. I'm with my mum, Giovanna, and it's our first time in the UK. She's always dreamed of visiting Scotland, so I set up this trip for her 60th birthday. We're exhausted because we had to get up at 4 a.m.
On day 2, it's time to learn more about the phrasal verbs used in the story.
Stefano's mum, Giovanna, dreamt of visiting Glasgow all her life. The phrasal verb dream of means to think about something that you really want. For example, when he was younger, he used to dream of being a footballer. Stefano set up this trip for his mum's 60th birthday. The verb set up means to arrange or create something. Another example could be, let's set up a meeting to discuss your ideas.
And on day 3, you can practice what you've learned with some exercises. On day 4, we'll begin the next chapter and continue like this until the end of the challenge. All you need is 15 minutes per day, the length of a coffee break, to master phrasal verbs. The Coffee Break English Quest, coming soon. So, to recap, the Coffee Break English Quest is a 30-day challenge, and our first quest begins on the 1st of November, focusing on phrasal verbs. Each day, you'll spend just 15 minutes working on your English, and we'll provide all the materials you need to learn with our audio, video, and text lessons. There's even tutor support for your homework tasks. We can't wait to get started and hope you're excited to join our very first Coffee Break English Quest. Our next announcement is for members of the Coffee Break community who are at a fairly early stage of their learning. Perhaps you've completed our Level 1 courses and you want to take your language skills to the next level. Up to this level, it typically feels like you can move forward with your language because everything you learn seems new. However, there always comes a time when your forward progress slows down and you need to start to think more widely. Your understanding is increasing, but in order to use the language, you need more exposure to it to build your vocabulary and become more confident in expressing yourself in different ways. As I explained, the Coffee Break English Quest will help English learners do a little learning each day in a structured program focusing on particular topics, and all helped along with an engaging story. It sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, we felt that this type of learning seemed such a good idea that we've decided to develop the quests in other languages too. Starting in 2024, you'll be able to enjoy the Coffee Break French Quest, the Coffee Break Spanish Quest, and the Coffee Break Italian Quest. In these brand new courses, we'll be focusing on the A2 level, working on stories which have been specially written for learners at this level. Each quest will also have a language focus. For example, we may be looking at talking in the past in Italian or looking at French adjectives. I've already mentioned our Coffee Break Italian Masterclass course, and many of you may have taken our French or Spanish Masterclass, but the quest will be a lower level than this, specially designed for A2 learners. If you're familiar with our Travel Diaries series, the level will be similar to that. Now, all of our stories will involve a quest of some sort, and we're not necessarily talking about castles and dragons and that kind of quest, but there will be some kind of journey involved, perhaps a journey of discovery or a journey through part of the French or Italian or Spanish-speaking world. And all of the stories will be ideal for learners who have learned the basics of the language but want to take it further. So, to recap, the Coffee Break Quest monthly challenges will begin in 2024. They'll be available initially in French, Italian, and Spanish, and they'll be aimed at learners working at A2 level or those who are working on Coffee Break Level 2 courses. And these will be structured courses with daily activities over the 30 days with homework activities and tutor support. And that's the Coffee Break Quest. Today we've announced brand new podcasts, a new video series on Coffee Break TV, the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass, and the Coffee Break Quest for A2 learners. But we're not finished yet. Let's turn our attention to books. And for this section, I'd like to hand over to our product manager, Eva.
Thanks, Mark. Last year, we took our first steps into the world of books, and we published 4 books in our 50 Coffee Break series. These are books in French, German, Italian, and Spanish, which contain 50 activities of 5, 10, and 15 minutes that you can use to practice and improve your language skills on your coffee break. And it's been really great to hear from people all over the world who have been using these books regularly while they're out and about in a coffee shop having a coffee, on their daily commute on the train, or sitting at home, or wherever they find themselves with a spare 5, 10, or 15 minutes. And today we have some really exciting news because we're expanding the series and we're adding 50 Coffee Breaks books in 2 new languages. And those languages are Swedish and English. So if you're a member of our Coffee Break Swedish community or our Coffee Break English community, these books are perfect for you. Just like the other 4 in the series, they're aimed at upper beginner to lower intermediate level and are split up into activities of 5, 10, and 15 minutes, which will allow you to practice a whole range of skills, including grammar, vocabulary, writing, reading comprehension, and cultural knowledge. The books are available to pre-order, and if you're in the UK, they'll be available from the 7th of December, and if you're in the US, they'll be available from April. We're really excited to be adding to the series of the 50 Coffee Breaks books, and we're looking forward to expanding it even further in the future.
Thank you, Ava. And we have some pre-release copies here. We are delighted to be moving forward with our 50 Coffee Breaks series in partnership with our friends at Teach Yourself. As Eva said, Swedish and English are joining our existing range of French, Italian, German, and Spanish books. Each book is split into activities of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. So however much time you have available, we have an activity for you to help you move forward with your language learning. Now, the books are already available to pre-order, and you can find them online and in bookstores. And they'll be published in the UK in December and then worldwide from April 2024. Sticking with books, we have more news. Many of our advanced French learners took our advanced course, La Vérité éclate toujours, and more recently, our advanced Spanish course, La Penúltima Voluntad, came to its conclusion with the release of Chapter 20 last week. Now, both of these courses involved stories. And in the course, we analyse the full story, explaining every complex grammatical structure or tricky piece of vocabulary. Now, having completed the course, many learners have told us that they want to revisit the story to review the language covered. And since these courses both revolve around stories, what better way to review the story than in print? For this reason, we've put together book versions of La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad, and these will be available in November. They're the perfect way to review everything you've learned in these courses, and we hope you're as excited as we are to add another coffee break book to your bookshelf. So, to recap, both La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad will be coming soon in book format, and this will help you review the course and consolidate everything you've learned. Of course, if you're ready for a challenge or have just started one of these advanced courses, the books will help you follow the lessons too. Both books will be available to buy online from November. Earlier, we spoke about Coffee Break TV. This is the home of the club, but it's also the easiest way to access our video lessons from the Coffee Break Academy courses on your mobile device. Currently, we have all of our Level 1 courses available within the app. So if you already bought Coffee Break French, Italian, German, Spanish, Chinese, Swedish, Gaelic or Portuguese in the Coffee Break Academy, then you'll be able to use the app to watch all of the video lessons for that course. And there are instructions within the Coffee Break Academy on how to access it within the Coffee Break TV app. Today, we have some updates. First of all, we'll be adding our Level 2 courses in French, Italian, German and Spanish to the Coffee Break TV app this week. If you already have these courses in the Coffee Break Academy, again, there will be a link there to add them automatically to your account on Coffee Break TV. But we're also delighted to be adding 2 additional resources to Coffee Break TV. Our French and Spanish courses for children, High Five French and High Five Spanish, will now be available within Coffee Break TV web platform and app, making it the easiest way to help your children or your grandchildren pick up French or Spanish. Just as we've built Coffee Break around the idea of a learner and a teacher, High Five French and Spanish help children learn the language by watching videos where Emma learns French with her teacher, her friend Mathilde, and in High Five Spanish, Sophie is learning with her Spanish-speaking friends Marina and Miguel. High Five French and High Five Spanish will be available to buy within the Coffee Break TV platform, and we'll be adding the High Five resources to the club too. So if you're a club member and have children or grandchildren who would like to learn the language along with you, you'll be able to access all of the videos as part of your club subscription. So just to summarize, on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app, you'll be able to access your existing Coffee Break Level 2 videos for French, Italian, German and Spanish if you've bought them in the Academy, and we're adding High Five French and High Five Spanish to the platform. The High Five courses will be available to purchase on the platform, but we're also adding them to the Coffee Break Club. So if you have an existing club subscription, you'll be able to access the entire High Five library for free. Yet another reason to become a club member. Visit Coffee Break TV for more information. We've not finished yet. And for this announcement, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Christina, our Sales and Marketing Manager.
Thanks, Mark. We have learners all over the world who spend their coffee breaks building their language skills with our podcasts, books, courses, and CBTV content. Like many of you watching, there are adult learners who are improving their language skills or acquiring a new language to enhance their travel experiences, build their cultural knowledge, or to communicate with friends or family who speak that language. We also have many learners who are building their professional qualifications with a view to getting a promotion or building their range of expertise. We are honoured to be able to help you to take your next step, whatever that may be, in the language you're learning. We'd like to turn our attention to a particular section of our community now, and that is students. We receive emails and comments on social media almost every day from students telling us how much Coffee Break has helped them. Our content fits perfectly into their busy lives. Rather than spend 10 minutes watching random videos on TikTok on the bus to university, they can learn something useful with one of our club videos. Or they could review a grammar point with one of our podcast episodes before an exam. Today, we'd like to announce that we are working with partners on 2 levels to help students benefit from Coffee Break content more easily. First of all, we are partnering with universities to provide student discount on the Coffee Break TV platform. This means that through your institution, you'll be able to benefit from significant discount, for example, on a Coffee Break Club subscription. Secondly, we're working with one of the leading providers of student discounts to be able to provide individual access to our resources with student discounts. We hope to roll this out in the UK initially in November and further afield in the new year, just in time for exam revision season. It wasn't too long ago that I was a student in a Scottish university myself, and I know that I would have benefited hugely from Coffee Break content in my own studies. We are absolutely delighted to be able to help students enjoy our content more easily. Now, back to Mark in the studio.
Thanks, Christina. This is a really important development for us, and as someone who has been involved in education throughout my professional life, it's something very close to my heart. Setting up the system is not particularly straightforward, hence the slow rollout. But we hope that by the spring, we'll have students in the UK, the US, and hopefully further afield able to benefit from special pricing of our courses. Now, if you're a student, we'll be sharing further details of how you can let your institution know about this very soon. And if you represent an institution, we want to speak to you. Please get in touch and we'll share all the information that you need. There will be full details at the link that we share at the end of this video. Let's recap on this. We're in discussions with a number of institutions to provide institution-wide discount for language students for Coffee Break courses and content. We're also working with leading providers of student discount to enable special pricing at an individual level. This will roll out first in the UK and then hopefully in the US and on a wider basis. We're looking forward to being able to provide access to the Coffee Break Club and our courses to students. It has been an exciting day. Let's take a look back at our 9 announcements. First of all, the Coffee Break Show is a brand new audio and video podcast for French, Italian, German, Spanish and English, launching next week. Walk, Talk and Learn returns and will be available in the Coffee Break Club from later this month. Intermediate learners of Italian will be able to take their language skills to a whole new level with our guided learning course, the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass. If you're an A2 learner of English, you can join our very first Coffee Break English Quest in November and perfect your phrasal verbs while enjoying a fun and exciting story. And we'll be rolling out the Coffee Break Quest in other languages in 2024. We've just announced 2 new titles in the 50 Coffee Break series of books helping Swedish and English learners make language learning the most enjoyable part of their day. We've also announced books for our advanced courses, La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad, helping you consolidate everything you've learned on the courses. There are new updates on the Coffee Break TV web platform and app, including our Level 2 courses for Academy members, and High Five French and Spanish, 2 courses for younger learners, now available on Coffee Break TV and free to all club members. Finally, we're excited to be able to offer discounted access to our content to students through their institution or providers of student discount. Watch this space. We're so excited to be able to bring you all of this exciting news. 9 announcements on the 10th day of the 10th month. It's a shame we don't have a 10th announcement. As I said earlier, in October 2006, 17 years ago, we launched Coffee Break Spanish. Since then, we've added French, German, Italian, Chinese, English, Swedish, and then last year our 8th language, Scottish Gaelic, and our 9th language, Portuguese. So on the 10th day of the 10th month, as our 10th announcement, we are very excited to be announcing the 10th member of the Coffee Break family. Yes, Coffee Break Japanese will be launching in 2024. We're delighted to be working on this with a fantastic teacher, and we know that you're going to love learning Japanese on your coffee break. Coffee Break Japanese will feature the same style of teaching you've experienced in all our other languages. In coffee break length lessons, you'll learn to master the Japanese language and use it in a whole variety of situations. Japanese brings with it various challenges, and we'll be tackling these with our usual coffee break style of learning and teaching, simplifying complex structures and concepts with friendly and fun lessons. Of course, there will be more information to come, but if you'd like to keep up to date with all the developments, just follow the links we'll post at the end of this video. So we're excited to be launching Coffee Break Japanese in 2024, and we'll bring the coffee break style and method to this 10th member of the Coffee Break family. You'll learn to communicate in Japanese in a variety of practical and useful situations. You'll learn how the language works and how Japanese is written using hiragana and katakana. Make sure you follow the links we post at the end of the video to be kept up to date with all of our Japanese developments. And there you have it, our 10 announcements for 10-10, the 10th day of the 10th month and our 10th coffee break language. We really have gone full circle. Let's do a quick recap. We're launching a brand new audio and video podcast in French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English. Walk, Talk, and Learn will be available in the club later this month. The Coffee Break Italian Masterclass launches in January 2024. The Coffee Break English Quest goes live in November. And we'll be launching the Quest concept for A2 learners across other languages early next year. There are new 50 Coffee Break books available to pre-order in Swedish and English. And we're extending our range with book versions of La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penúltima Voluntad. We're adding Level 2 courses to the Coffee Break TV app and web platform. We'll be providing special pricing for our content through your institution or a leading provider of student discount. And we're launching our 10th Coffee Break language, Coffee Break Japanese. What you're seeing today is the product of a huge amount of work from the Coffee Break team. Right now, they're all sitting upstairs watching this presentation or joining us remotely. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone involved in bringing together every aspect of today's event. We're going to move now into the Q&A session. I know that we've got many comments and questions as I've been working through this presentation, and I'm looking forward to answering them now. I hope that you're as excited as we all are about these new developments, and that you're looking forward to making yourself a coffee and taking the next step in your language learning journey. Thank you for watching, and as I said at the beginning of today's event, on with the show. I'm just having a glass of water because I've been talking for quite some time. Excuse me 1 second. I hope that you are as excited as we are about all of these new announcements. We have got quite a number of questions, and I'm going to put some of these on the screen now, and we'll deal with the questions one by one. And if you do have any other questions, please do post them, and I'll do my best to answer. We've got about 15 minutes left of our live broadcast. So first of all, a few comments. Lisa saying, "Awesome! I look forward to the new German videos. Fantastic." Lisa's saying the studio looks lovely, both attractive and professional. Thank you. Therese is saying, are you going to start adding advanced videos to Coffee Break TV? So today we've announced Walk, Talk and Learn, and some of the Walk, Talk and Learn videos will be quite advanced because obviously it depends on what we see around us when we're walking and talking and learning. So some of these videos will be more advanced than others. Others will be quite straightforward. But we will continue to add new content to Coffee Break TV in the coming weeks and months. Let's see, Nicole saying, finally, masterclass in Italiano. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Okay, brilliant. Mandy is asking, oh, this is quite small. Let me see if I can enlarge this. There we go. I'm studying Spanish and completed seasons, hang on 1 second, seasons 1 and 2, Spanish masterclass, and almost finished season 3. What's the next step for me? Which of the initiatives is focused on my level of learning? So Mandy, I would say that if you've already done our magazine courses, then I would move on to season 4. And then once you've done season 4, move on to La Penúltima Voluntad. But that probably is the best course of action for you. Let's see what else. Stephanie's asking about our books. So these are our books for La Penúltima Voluntad and La Vérité éclate toujours. And Stephanie's asking, will they be available to download as PDFs? They won't be available to download as PDFs, but there will be ebook versions of the books. So they'll be available in print and as ebooks. I hope that answers your question, Stephanie. Peggy is asking, how is it possible to teach English in English if someone doesn't know English? Very good question. So Peggy, you're learning German with Coffee Break German, and you wouldn't understand anything if it's taught entirely in German. So this is something that we've recognized from day one with Coffee Break. Typically, people from English-speaking countries haven't necessarily been as used to learning the language through the medium of that language. So when I was learning French at school, I had a Scottish teacher who was teaching me French using English to explain the grammar points and so on. And that's exactly what we do in Coffee Break. However, English learners very often have English taught to them in English. And that's why we're teaching English in Coffee Break English. It's a little higher level perhaps than we would do in a season 1 in German or in Swedish or whatever. Or indeed in Japanese. But that's how it works for English learners. Alan's asking any news on a release date for the LPV book. So it's fairly certain going to be out by November, but definitely in time for Christmas, Alan. Sheila's asking, can you join the masterclass at a later date? For example, when you've completed season 3 of Coffee Break Italian. So the masterclass that we're running starting in January will be the January cohort of the Coffee Break Italian masterclass. And then we'll run another cohort later in the year once that one's finished. So if you're working through season 3 at the moment, it makes sense to complete season 3 and continue working on season 3. And then once you've completed that, we'll be running another cohort of the Coffee Break Italian masterclass at a later date. We've been running our French and Spanish masterclasses now for many, many years. And each year we run a new cohort. So we've just launched the class of October 2023, and we're delighted to have new masterclass members there. We've also had some questions from Coffee Break TV. Now, unfortunately, I can't put these on the screen, but I am going to read out a few of these. So Jerry is from London learning French. Bonjour, Jerry. Always excited by your event shows. Can't wait for tonight's news. I hope that it was good news for you, Jerry, and that you're going to enjoy the new content that we're adding to Coffee Break TV, both Walk, Talk and Learn and also our new High Five materials. Crystal saying, I love these projects. Fantastic. Jeff is asking, which new languages are you considering? Japanese by any chance? Well, funny you should say that, Jeff. We have indeed announced Coffee Break Japanese. And yes, we've even got our Coffee Break Japanese mug ready. So that is Japanese. And Jeff, hopefully you'll be delighted with that. Denise is saying, I host students learning English. This looks like an ideal extra for them. Fantastic, Denise. We are delighted that you're able to use that. Lindsay is also very excited that we're introducing Coffee Break Japanese. Let me come back to here because I think we do now have a few more questions down the bottom here. Let me scroll down. So Melissa's asking, can the Italian book be purchased now? So the Italian book, this is the 50 Italian coffee breaks. If that's what you're referring to, yes, that's available in all good bookshops and online. You can buy that today. Just head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/books for the link there. RA is asking, are there limited numbers of people who can sign up for the masterclass? Yes, we do put a cap on the number of people in any one cohort of the masterclass. That's mainly because we are providing feedback, and in order to be able to help you with homework and give you answers to your questions, we do place a cap on the number of people who can join. So it's the kind of thing that once we release the registration for it, it's important to sign up as soon as possible if you're interested in that. Let's see. So Jeanne is saying, when can I sign up for the masterclass in Italian and what will be the price? So the price is not yet confirmed, but the registration will open in December, starting in January 2024. As Maurizio said, anno nuovo, vita nuova. A new life for a new year. Let's see, what else do we have any other questions? So Karen's asking, will you eventually offer a German masterclass? Possibly. Never say never. We're not sure, but there's no German masterclass coming out at the moment, but we are going to be launching our new Coffee Break German show. And I hope you're looking forward to that, Karen. Minion Anuta is saying, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all the work you do. I'm learning Italian and Spanish with you guys. Just wanted to say thank you. Grazie mille. Muchísimas gracias. Ellie's learning, living in Gothenburg, Göteborg, and learning Italian. Jättebra, benissimo. Let me see. Nicole's saying, I just said to myself, why don't they do Coffee Break Japanese? Well, we do now. Okay, let me see if we've got any further questions. So John is asking, what countries do people speak German other than Germany? So there are a number of countries. So we've got Austria, we've got Switzerland, there are German-speaking communities in Belgium, and of course Liechtenstein as well, and also in Luxembourg. So Yuki is saying, how can I ask a question? Seems like it doesn't work here. Well, we can see your questions, so please do ask. Så Olsson, när kommer det en ny säsong av svenska? So there's not a new season of Swedish yet, but we do have our Swedish book that we've just announced. 50 coffee breaks in Swedish, 50 Swedish coffee breaks. I've got it here. So this is our 50 Swedish coffee breaks book, available in the UK at least in December and worldwide next April. So I hope you're able to use that to learn some Swedish and practice your Swedish. Sandra's saying, I love Coffee Break German. It keeps me company while I'm doing my morning walks. Fantastic. It's always great to do something to make use of the time that you have available. So if you're out and about learning, then you can do some German learning while you're out and about. Anne's asking, how long does it take to really get to grips with speaking Italian? A big question. I'm not sure whether we've got time to answer that question, but I would say if you keep working at it every day, doing a little bit, even if it's just 5 minutes, then it will all make a difference and you'll be going in the right direction, Anne. Ateke is saying, are you still adding new content for Coffee Break French podcast? Yes, absolutely. We have just announced our Coffee Break French the Coffee Break French show, which is a brand new podcast. It will be available as a podcast, a video podcast, and an audio podcast too. Susan saying, please can we purchase those great Coffee Break golf shirts? We don't have these available for purchase. We've got a full wardrobe of them through there, but they're not available for purchase at the moment. Let me just remove this comment and do a quick recap in case anyone has joined us a little later. We have made 10 announcements today. First of all, the Coffee Break Show, a brand new podcast, audio and video podcast in French, German, Spanish, Italian, and English, starting next week. We've announced Walk, Talk and Learn, which is a new series on Coffee Break TV, where you'll be able to walk around with us as we walk around the streets in foreign places and talk about the language that we see and learn something from that. We are going to be starting the Coffee Break Italian Masterclass in January. So if you're an intermediate learner of Italian and want to take your Italian further, then that starts in January. In November, we're starting the Coffee Break English Quest, and that's a month-long course, 30-day course involving phrasal verbs, and there will be more quests after that one. And indeed, we're expanding the series of quests in other languages too. So we're going to be launching a Coffee Break French quest, a Coffee Break Italian quest, and a Coffee Break Spanish quest in the new year. We've announced 2 new Coffee Break books, Coffee Break Swedish, or 50 Swedish Coffee Breaks, and 50 English Coffee Breaks. We've also announced books for advanced learners based on our La Vérité éclate toujours and La Penultima Voluntad course. We are also adding some new content to Coffee Break TV with the Season 2 materials for Coffee Break Academy learners and the High Five French and Spanish courses for younger learners. We've also announced student access, so we're looking at providing a discounted version of our content for students, either through your institution or through some of the student discount services. And last but by no means least, we have just announced that in 2024, the 10th member of the Coffee Break family will be Coffee Break Japanese. And that is our 10th language that we're going to be doing next year. We are almost out of time. I need to thank once again the whole team, everyone involved in bringing this together and helping us make all of the video content and making all of the promo videos, helping us here in the actual production, and obviously helping us make all of this new content for you. We're so excited to bring it to you. We're so excited to share it with you. We love languages and we love helping you learn languages. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your ongoing interest and support of all that we do. Happy coffee breaking. And one more time, let the show continue. The show must go on and we should get on with the show. Bye-bye.